This episode is brought to you by Kavanaugh's Grill, one of my favorite places to eat and drink in any PA. They've got one of the best outdoor patios with 13 TVs and over 20 beers on tap. You can also dine inside at this cozy Irish-style pub where your beer never goes empty. Did I mention how delicious their food is? Their in-house smoked brisket, barbecue ribs, and wings are to die for. So grab your friends and have a drink on me at Kavanaugh's. Mention code STACKS for one free draft beer with purchase of any entree when you dine in. Located at 163 North Main Street in Mountaintop, Kavanaugh's is open at 4 p.m. during the week and 12 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday during football season. Dine in today at Mountaintop's only Irish-style pub. This episode is brought to you by the Pest Rangers. Finding insects in your home can be a real pest. I know I felt that way when I discovered termites living rent-free in my house. But thanks to the team at the Pest Rangers, I'm no longer bugging out over this issue. So if any creepy crawlers are cramping your style, there's no ifs, ands, or bugs about it. You gotta call the Pest Rangers. For more information on how to rid your home from unwanted pests, call the Pest Rangers today at 570-826-1114 or visit them online at thepestrangers.com. This episode is brought to you by Burn, the fitness company behind the Today Show approved Burn Board. If I'm being honest, working out can be a real chore, especially as a new dad in desperate need of sleep and cardio. Burn is founded by NEPA native Jimmy T. Martin, and his Burn Board offers a low-impact core and cardio experience unlike anything I've done before. They have hundreds of on-demand workouts that are great for beginners, seasoned athletes, and out-of-shape podcast hosts who love supporting small businesses. My wife and I use it pretty frequently throughout the week, and it's honestly a great way to burn a ton of calories without burning a ton of cash. Not to mention, it's a great tool for skiers, runners, wrestlers, and hockey players. Jimmy is offering all On The Stacks listeners 15% off when they use the code STACKS15. Visit theburn.com today to get 15% off your purchase with code STACKS15 at checkout. Again, that's theburn, THEBRRN.com to get 15% off your purchase with code STACKS15. It's time to get on board today with Burn.
Honestly, I was scared to let my family down, and my family is more supportive than anybody now, so I definitely was wrong about that. But I don't know where that belief stems from, though, that like you're going to be worried about what people think. Like, why is that deeply rooted within all of us? Like, why is that just a thing that happens?
I have a theory.
What's that?
I think this theory isn't just mine. I know it's not just mine because I've adopted this theory from other theories, but I think it's because of our like tribal nature. Like we're meant to survive in tribes. Yeah. And so if we go against the grain, we might be condemned in a way. We might be.
Yeah. So like he said, like Kevin said, like you might be letting your tribe down. Yes. Like you might be letting your family down.
Yeah. And in that case, like if you were alone, that means you were to die. Yeah. You know.
And at that time
of
my life,
survival thing maybe.
That's like when I was holding on to a lot of that like self-conscious bullshit where I was like just scared of what other people thought about me. But that was at a completely different time of life for me. Like I've evolved so much since high school and like those days where I felt that way.
Oh yeah, whoa. Look, they can never keep me down, I'm going. And if I ever fail, just know I'll go again. I never quit, cause I know that every loss may lead to another win. I'm going up.
Hi, I'm Bill Corcoran Jr. This is the On The Stacks podcast. Today, I'm chatting with Darrian Tyson and Kevin Kaskey, entrepreneurs and co-hosts of the Go Getters podcast. What's up, podcast? It's Bill Corcoran Jr., host of the On The Stacks podcast here in the Blue Door studio, protected by our friends at Ritchie Security Solutions. Darrian and Kevin, welcome to the show.
Boom.
Come on, man. On the stacks.
Oh, yeah.
Boom.
How you doing?
Goat.
The goat chain.
Bill Corcoran on the stacks.
This is it.
Come
right
on,
here.
Man.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So when you drop some gold nuggets, you get to
rock the chain.
Get to try on the goat chain.
The gold nugget goat chain.
Yeah,
that's tough.
But I mean, I think you guys already deserve it for your actions prior to. You guys were a little bit late today, but
yeah,
but for a good reason.
Yeah.
You know, you guys were out there. The go-getters are out there saving dogs, right?
Gotta do what you can.
It's a funny story. Sometimes duty calls.
Yeah.
And should we tell the story?
Yeah.
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we had a big day today. We're coming to do On The Stacks podcast. And we're riding down Kevin Street. And in the middle of the street, there's this dog. And the dog's like shivering and it looks like it's in bad shape. And it's in the middle of the road. So we couldn't go even if we wanted to. And me and Kev kind of looked at each other like, damn, we both knew like we had to do something. And so we got out of the car and Dog was in bad shape. So we just took the dog and we ended up taking it to 24-hour like animal hospital. But I mean, I think it was the best thing we could have done.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, in the moment, there's really nothing else we could have done besides just leave or do something to help. So
Right.
Yeah. Sometimes life gives you those little side quests, though. I
Yeah.
think they mean a lot. So
yeah.
sometimes duty calls.
You guys did the right thing.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Because of that, I'm rocking your favorite college.
Oh,
Ohio
yeah.
State.
Boo. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah,
University.
unfortunately. So you guys are saying you guys didn't even get a chance to change. Like
No.
you actually weren't going to wear that ugly red
No,
shirt. And
absolutely
Yeah,
not
that
this
is
thing
true.
either. I literally
Right.
had to throw this whole fit together. Well, not even the whole fit. I literally just changed my pants. That's all I got to do.
yeah,
Got to run inside, and then we had to run right back out.
still got the corporate get up.
Yeah, I'm rocking the
Corporate get up.
I'm rocking the corporate fit right now. I wore this to work today.
Yeah.
Didn't even get the opportunity, but man, I'm here. I wouldn't rather be anywhere else. So
Yeah,
let's go. On the
seriously.
stacks.
We
Thank
made
you
it.
for having us.
We made it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm pumped to have you guys here.
No doubt.
You guys are doing awesome things, and thanks for having me on your show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, for sure.
Thank you
Yeah.
for coming, man.
Yeah,
It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love what you guys are doing. I love the name.
Yes, sir.
You know?
Get us.
Yeah, I think you guys work together so well.
Yeah.
You're cousins.
Yeah.
That's why it's crazy because Kevin tell you too, like we have a crazy chemistry.
Yeah.
Like sometimes we don't even have to say the words to each other. I can just look at him or he'll just look at
Yeah.
me and I'll know like, okay, this was going on,
Yeah.
you know? And that's what all things, that's what like when it comes to looking at each other when the dog was in the middle of the road, we both knew like, okay, we got to handle this situation.
You just like
quick.
looked at each other and you knew like you're just like
Yeah.
we're doing this.
We have to figure it out. Same thing with business.
Yeah. It's a blessing and a curse sometimes, though, because we have a lot of similar beliefs on a lot of things and a lot of similar tastes and paths that we want to go. So kind of similar to what we were talking about on our podcast yesterday. It's like you don't always get to bounce around ideas the best when we're both on the same page as much as we are most of the time. So
Yeah.
That's
so
true.
it works very well, though, for the most part.
That is true. That's a good point.
But yeah, ever since like, wow, man, how far could we even go? As far as we can remember, we were playing together, playing a game, playing football, everything. So it goes back way further than just a podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally, bro. Since like I can't even remember meeting Kev. I remember there's a story like me and Kev. Our first like thing we did together was play with Matchbox cars. And his dad, when he used to leave my house, his dad used to strip his diaper
Yeah,
down because
shake me down.
He would be taking all my cars, and stuff like
Pocketing
that.
them,
Yeah,
putting them in the diaper.
Yeah.
Crazy.
yeah, man, it's crazy. I remember one time. This is crazy. I don't even know if I ever talked to you about this story, but I remember one time, him and I were like fighting over something, and I think one of us was like, all right, well, I don't want to be your friend anymore. And I mean, bro, we were like 3 or 4. Like we were young, maybe 5, something like that. And one of us was like, yo, I don't even want to be your friend anymore. And I remember going by a window and just being like, damn, I just lost my friend. And I went up to him and I was like, yo, sorry, man. Like, I don't think we should not be friends anymore. I don't even know, but I just apologized. And he was like, yeah, we could just be friends. And then we just kept being friends. Just like that.
Yeah,
That's
man.
so funny. And you're a couple years older.
No, I'm just a year older.
Oh, just a year?
Yeah, he was born on December 14th.
Yeah.
I was born on November 14th. But I'm 2000. He's 2001.
Yeah.
Ah, I see.
Yeah. So,
Dang, you guys are young.
Yeah.
Makes me feel old.
legit.
Yeah, it's
Dang.
weird. It's weird because a lot of the people we surround ourselves now are, it seems like, are a lot older than us. Just
Yeah?
because of like ventures and everything we got going on now.
Like why? Like give me like what? Like what was it that you know like there's not a lot of people your age doing
Yeah, that's real.
doing the things that you're doing or trying to do.
Well, yeah, but I would say like the only person I think we did a podcast with was this kid named Yuri Covington that I actually went to school with. He played basketball, so he's my age. But besides that, the next
Walter.
closest, Walter too. Walter is younger than us, isn't he?
He's your age.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we found
20.
him out of the blue.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, but like I would say 90% of the guests we've ever had were probably 30 plus.
Okay, all right. So I don't feel as bad then.
No.
'Cause I'm in the 30 plus category.
Yeah, but I think like a lot of what we're doing now is we're seeking like mentors. Like
Yeah.
a person like you. We're seeking people who are more experienced and a little wiser than we are. And so oftentimes those guys are a little older than us and they could like guide us like on all things. Like
Yeah.
not only just business, but just being young men and everything. So we're just looking at people who could guide us in a good direction to get to where we want to go.
Smart, bro.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. I knew I brought you guys in here for a reason.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And vice versa.
No doubt. Yeah,
Same.
for sure, man.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a quote. My buddy Berlin told me this, and he said, "You're never too old to learn. You're never too young to teach." You know. So I'm in a school. I work with like young kids, and sometimes I'm learning from them. Sometimes they're updating me on like culture. They're updating me on trends. They're updating me on like their generation and how they see the world. So I'm learning from them. You know.
It's so true.
Same thing with like young kids, because sometimes when we get older, bro, we lose sense of our like creativity and our imagination. So
Yeah.
you spend enough time with a young kid and you're like, oh man, I'm missing that. That's something you should never like lose sight of, because we can always have a sense of childlike tendency to us. I think it's very fresh.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
agree. Yeah. And you know, and like, just, you know, to kind of piggyback off of what you said, like, you know, even when I first met you guys, I even looked at it like there's probably things that these guys can teach me about, you know, my show. Like, you know, even though, you know, my show, I've been doing this for a few years. You guys have been doing it for like under a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like, you know, I look at it as like, just like you said, you can still learn from somebody that's younger than you. You know, like it doesn't, you know, it doesn't matter. It's not always just the other way. It's like, I look at it like, hey, these guys can teach me something too.
Yeah, I think that's where.
Plus, you bring the energy.
No doubt. Come on, man. Boom,
boom, boom.
I think though that's what separates like the entrepreneurs from the people who are really doing it. Because at some point, people get like older and they become stubborn. Like, I can't learn nothing from this young kid. So if you keep that in your mind, like, nah, I could learn something from them. There's always room to learn. There's always room for improvement. That's where you really start to separate yourself and like really attain success. You know what I mean? Never losing sight of that. Like, I can always learn. I can always improve. Yeah. And you have that too. So
100%.
That's why we're going to the moon. First podcast on the moon. Who's going to get there?
Oh, yeah.
We're doing it.
If not the moon, Mars. But even like for us though, like we can bounce so many ideas off of each other. So we can learn so much from you. You can learn so much from us. Similar to what we were talking about. I mean, literally every time we link, it's like, who else do we know or is in our immediate circle that's really trying to do the things we're trying to do? Mm-hmm. So who else is surrounding yourself around within the people that are literally doing it and they're paving the way for you?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And just the collaboration part, like, you know, like I'd say our shows are kind of somewhat similar in the sense that like, you know, it's about people and like the grind and entrepreneurs and like all that. But like, you know, some people might look at us like, oh my God, like these guys are competitors. Like, not really. Like we're doing the same thing, but like, we're not competitors and we're here to help each other and grow together. And like, we can do so much. Like I think a lot of people just have that backwards sometimes and don't realize like you partner together and just do stuff together. It's going to help you both.
Oh yeah. Especially with podcasting. And that's so true. Like today, all the biggest podcasters in the world got big from doing collaborations with other podcasters.
It's a way to do it.
Yeah.
No doubt. And I think the latter stems from a scarcity mindset.
Yes.
They think that if he's winning, I can't be winning. But in reality, there's enough pie for everybody, you know? So in this specific case, you're shedding the light on us, we're shedding the light on you, and we both get to grow. We both get to elevate and grow our brands. And also, can we talk about this collab? Can we talk about this giveaway?
Yeah, hold on. Everybody wins. Yeah, everybody wins.
Everybody wins. Everybody eats.
By the way, anything that, and we're going to talk about that in a second, but basically everything that we're doing, already done, have done, are going to continue to do, literally everybody's going to win. Yeah. Not just us, but like our listeners, people that don't even know anything about us. And I'm setting you up for what, at this point, by the time this episode comes out, that this other collaboration that we're doing, which is huge. It's huge.
Big time.
It will already have like happened and be done, and hopefully it's going to be, not that I'm not doubting it's not going to be a success. It's definitely going to be a success, but hopefully it's much bigger success than we ever hoped. So go ahead, roll with it.
You want me to do it?
Yeah, whatever.
Oh man, I get the privilege. All right, cool. So
it was actually, this was your idea.
Yeah. How do we figure this out?
I don't know. You just tossed. I just said like, let's do some type of giveaway. Yeah. Like I think I might have originally said like, let's, you know, we'd already met, by the way, everybody that's listening. We already met like and just got together a couple times in person just to, you know, bounce ideas around and learn from each other. And then I was like, yo, we should like try to do some type of giveaway to help boost each other's show. And then you threw back at me.
Threw a bone to him.
You did. Yeah. The big bone. Yeah.
And I was just like, yo, what if we just gave away a PS5? How cool would that be? Like, how cool? Imagine the look on somebody's face when you gift them a brand new PS5.
Yeah.
Imagine what that'll do for the brand. It's
right
like
before Christmas too.
Yeah, right before Christmas. That's the biggest part because you're really giving. And like, to me, that just checked all the boxes. Like, one, we're growing our brand. Two, we're like literally blessing somebody up before Christmas.
Yeah.
Three, we're, I don't know. It's just big time.
It's just so good. It's so good all around.
It is.
Like, it's just so good. And like, I have
Pockets might hurt a little bit, but
but like, right. but like, what's gonna come out? It's gonna be so far. We're not even gonna worry about that after.
Yeah, for sure.
And I have to admit, like at first, like when I remember when you first texted me, and I'm like, yo, that's a lot. And
it's wild.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, like, you know, we're splitting it, so like it's not like, you know, it's like one person's paying for the whole thing. Mm-hmm. But at first I was like, I don't know. But then I was like, I can't even believe I even like doubted it for a second that we should do it. Because I kind of did at first. I was like, I don't know. Should we spend that kind of money?
Yeah. And,
you know,
Kevin and I really like playing video games. So that just kind of fits within our realm as well, because we're going to be building a gaming channel pretty soon. So that'll be cool. Like, people will get to see that and how that leads into Go Getters Gaming, right?
Have you ever done anything like that prior, though, to this whole PS4 giveaway?
No, nothing.
You're doing it right now, though. You're doing a giveaway right now for Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah, well, that's just like some swag. Nothing crazy.
Some drip.
Yeah, nothing crazy. Nothing at the PS5 level.
The reason,
nothing at that level. No, I honestly don't think there's. Yeah, I mean, I've given away some swag here and there, but no, I don't think I've done it. Like, this is like, we went 0 to 100 real quick.
Yeah.
The reason I bring that up, though, is because the first time we did it, that like was a tremendous like feeling and experience. It was nothing like I expected it to be. And we only gave away, what was it, $300 worth of in-store credit at Isaac's store?
Yeah, talk about it. Tell the people, man.
That I don't know. It's just like after we gave away that money and just seeing the response of the people and how good the videos and the channels were doing and how good everybody felt and all the crazy feedback, it was just way bigger than I ever thought giving things away to people would be or feel like. It just completely blew past my expectations.
Yeah.
So I figured going forward, like, how could, or everybody we do a podcast with going forward, what is like something we can give away? Like, partner with them in some way. If we have a fitness guy on, how could we offer like a fitness service to somebody for free or anything like that going forward? And it's so cool. I love doing it.
Yeah, and especially as like two podcasters, because like, you know, we both have a show.
Yeah.
You know, and like it's almost like it's a little different, but in such a good way, because like we're both we're getting people to subscribe basically to both of our shows, and then like they have a chance to win a freaking PS5. Like, who else is doing that?
Don't sleep, because pretty soon it'll be a Tesla.
Yeah,
that's right.
We're trying to give away that Tesla. Them keys.
That's right. Yeah,
come get it.
Yeah. So I mean, we're really setting the bar high for ourselves.
Yeah,
right off the bat with the PS5, but I'm cool with it.
Yeah, because you have to keep like outdoing yourself.
Always.
You know,
dude. That's been like the show, the theme of my show.
Yeah.
Like when this whole thing started. So, but you know, when we were on your show and I was telling you about like how people, you know, when before it was even a podcast and people would just come get their photo, and I was just posting photos of people coming, right? I left one little part out about like the leveling up thing, and the one other detail was like people would bring props of like what, you know, that are related to their like life or business. Like people would bring stuff, you know, like today we had microphones because we're all podcasters, right? So but like other people would bring, we always called them, they just got named props, right? Like people would bring props.
Yeah.
And I forget who was the first to do it. It might have been my friend Denny Corby, but he's like an entertainer. He's a comedian, and a magician.
Oh, that's cool.
So like he came and he brought like a giant pair of scissors, like this big. You know what I mean? So he shows up with a giant pair of scissors and a couple other just like goofy things. And like I didn't ask him to bring them, and he didn't tell me he was bringing it, right? And he just brought it because that's just like, that's his gig. Like he's, you know what I mean? Like that's just, he does that normally, right? Yeah. So he just brought him because he's a cool, funny guy. And then once, well, like I posted those photos, and they'd be like, why does he have all that stuff? And then the next guy that came was like, next guy showed up with a bunch of stuff too. And the same thing. I don't even think I told him either. He was a chiropractor, and he showed up with like a giant spine.
Oh my God.
Like you know what I mean? Like from like you would get in like a doctor's office. So like he showed up with a couple of things. And then it was like each person that would see the previous person, they'd have to one up the next guy or girl. That's
hilarious.
Right? So like you would see his, I would see yours, and like I'm like, oh, I got to do better than Darrian. Like, I got to bring more bigger stuff, and people start bringing bigger and bigger stuff. I've had live animals. I've had goats.
Oh my God! What do you think when somebody just walks up to the OTS door with just a goat?
Yeah, well, that was like it came. Obviously, it came to the point that it became planned. It was just like, hey, I would tell everybody like, hey, like bring some props. Like, what can you bring? Like, you know, and people already know. Like people, like when they were already like ready to come on the show, they'd already seen like what other people were doing and bringing. Like they'd seen the previous people's content, and but yeah, so like the goat wasn't a surprise, you know. But yeah, I mean, like, you know, like I've had just monster large odd like things people bringing in, like just crazy. But going back to like it literally was just like constantly leveling up. So like we're starting here at the PS5.
Yeah, man.
And
who knows where we'll go?
Dug ourselves into a corner. Now we're gonna have to level up.
We did. Plus now we're talking about it so much that I feel like people are gonna be expecting us to really
to deliver.
Yeah,
for sure. But who knows? Maybe it'll go PS5, Tesla, house. I don't know.
I just hope to always be in a position to do some shit like this, because it's so amazing and it feels so good. Cool. It's so fulfilling. Like I never imagined it would feel like that, just giving away something.
Yeah. Sorry. So you guys are, like we talked about, touched on a little before, but you guys are super young, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what made you get into podcasting? I already know kind of part of the story, but like, for people that are listening that may not know, like, how did you guys get started and why?
Well, I would say like the idea of the Go-Getters originally was my idea, but then it just came, I guess, into fruition. I had him, he was my first guest ever, Darrian was. And it just so happened to work that after that podcast and the situation and like the location similar to what I was telling you yesterday, it worked out perfectly bringing him in. But I guess it all really started for me when I fell in love with podcasts when I got out of school my senior year. It was the COVID year. So my school year got cut in half and honestly didn't know what I was going to do with my future going forward. I wanted to play football my entire high school career. I know he was very similar and that wasn't going to work out for me. And I was never a big college guy. Like I knew I wasn't going to go to college if it wasn't for football. So I fell in love with listening to podcasts and just doing things on the side like fitness. I was working out a lot. I was gaming a lot as he was talking about. And during that time of life, it wasn't really anything going on. So I always had like an entrepreneurial mindset and I always wanted to find another way. And since I love podcasting so much and I'll say too, because I don't even know if I really ever stressed this to you, but I always wanted to entertain in some way, whether that be since a young age, I wanted to act. I started watching YouTube. I wanted to create YouTube content, like anything, gaming, making videos, anything. And then since my love for podcasts, like listening to podcasts came into my life at such the right time, I just had to take it up and it felt like the right opportunity. Bought a couple of microphones and
just started doing it.
The rest is history.
I got to add to that though.
Yeah, do it.
So Kevin and I were working together at a job that I cannot disclose.
Yes.
And
talk about
similar, we're both entrepreneurial. We both are always coming up with schemes to like run up some money or start some businesses or whatever. We all got different types of businesses throughout the past couple of years. And I remember he was like kind of teeter-tottering on the whole podcast idea. And that was his ticket, like out of this job situation, because we both worked at the same job. And we're like, damn, I hate coming here, man. Like this sucks so bad. And we were just like, that was our conversation for like those months.
Yeah.
And then he continued to invest into some equipment, and I would like be in his ear like, yo, what if you did this? And what if like you went this route? And if only you did this, it would blow up and this and that. So we recorded one, and like, then I started to like chip in a lot more like on like what he had going on. And then I don't even know how it eventually came into the merge, but back in the day I bought this house. I bought a house in March, and the attic of the house is all finished. You've seen it. And I saw once I cleaned the attic room out, I was like, damn, that would be a really cool podcast studio before all of that. So then it just kind of merged together and we're doing a podcast.
Just kind of came together.
That's how it happens though, right? Like,
and it's weird. Yeah. Cause like even going back to what you were saying before, like since day one, he and I were together and then working these jobs that we both hate. And mind you, neither of us are from the cloth that that's what we were going to be doing going forward. Like we just couldn't do it. We couldn't work that job. We couldn't I never worked a job that I felt passionate about, that I loved doing, I loved going to. And I know he was the same way. We worked at these jobs together. Mm-hmm. And it just so happened, like the conversations and over time, man, it just happened that way. But the universe has a weird way of doing that.
Yeah. So talk about that for a minute. You both, talking about like college wasn't your thing, right? And then like you worked some jobs that like you just like, you couldn't find anything that you really loved. Like talk about that for a minute, because I think that's such an interesting conversation.
I must say that there's probably an element of me having a bad attitude that does exist. Like it's there, but with the job, like with the job,
I can't see you having a bad attitude
in particular, right? So I'm never a kid that somebody would say, oh, he has such a bad attitude unless I'm at work.
Yeah.
And doing something that you probably don't like, right?
Yeah, and doing something
that's the difference.
Yeah, that doesn't fulfill me. But if I'm creating in some way, in any way, I'm that most happy-go-lucky kid on on earth. But for some reason, just being at work and having to adhere to some superiority figure and show up on time and be away from the things that I actually wanted to be doing simply to pay my bills, it just didn't sit right in my head. Like I always thought to myself, there gotta be something else. There has to be a different way. And with college, the only reason I was going to go to college was to play football in my mind, like leaving high school to play football. And then, I went that route and it didn't end up working out. I tried college. And then when COVID came around, it was just like, nah, man, I'm not beat to be studying this. Like I got to go figure something out that I'm passionate about. I need to go create in a way that is aligned with my soul and it doesn't feel like this is it. And plus I was taking out loans and I was digging myself in debt. So I thought honestly it was the wisest thing to do. And like based on what is traditionally supposed to be done, like go to school, go to college, get a degree, get a good job. Like I wanted the complete opposite of that. You know, I wanted to create something that mattered to me. I wanted to create something that would be around after me, bigger than me, a legacy. I wanted to create a legacy. And I didn't think I was going to do that, just getting a degree and getting a cool job and going through the motions of life.
And just working a 9 to 5 that like has nothing to do with you.
And working my way up like a corporate ladder, like having to rub elbows and, you know, kiss ass.
Yeah, that's no
to
fun.
Get a better position. Like, nah, man, let me create my own destiny. Let me ride my own path.
Yeah, it's so cool because like literally almost like everything you said. Like, I mean, granted, I went to college, I graduated college, but like I 100% agree with you. And like I feel like, you know, it's, you know, if you're not, and kudos to you guys for, you know, just doing what you want to do and figuring that out while you're young, because like it's smart. Like it's gonna pay dividends down the road for you guys that like you have no idea, you know, because there's so many people that are like, you know, probably 40 years old that hate their job but don't want to admit it. Yeah. You know, probably have too much debt or whatever, you know, whatever. And they just, you know, maybe just didn't say like do what you guys did. Like you just said, screw it. I'm just gonna figure something else out and just find out what I really want to do. Yeah. I think not a lot of people do that. Yeah. Like even today, like people don't do that. They don't take the time to just, you know, like you said, like society, I think puts the biggest pressure on us to follow a certain path. And like school does that to you too. Yeah. It's crazy to me because society is more accepting of the kid who goes to college and gets drunk every weekend and parties every weekend. It's more accepting to that kid than to the kid who doesn't want to go that traditional route and wants to create his own path. Kevin and I have been together multiple times when an older fella asked us, what do you do? Where are you studying at? Oh man, I dropped out of school. Well, we need ditch diggers.
Yeah, ditch diggers. That's a joke. It's a running joke for us.
We need this. Like I had people tell me I'm wasting my life. Like, really? Or are you just blind? Like, are you just like ignorant to modern times? Yeah, and it's usually that those types of statements usually come from somebody that never took a risk. Yeah,
and that casting judgment.
Yeah.
It's like they're projecting, right?
Yeah, because it's something that they couldn't do, that they were afraid of doing, and you know, it's their insecurity. I think you know passing on to you.
And this is the time to take the risks.
100%.
Like. This is what I'm trying to swing for the home run, man.
You got nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose.
Especially at the time when we started. Like,
yeah, you guys are in the best possible position.
Yeah,
literally.
We're healthy. Yeah. We got a bunch of time. We got a bunch of energy. You know, we're still passionate. We don't have any kids. We don't have any real rooted responsibilities. Like, let's get after it. Let's try it. Let's just give it all we got. Yeah. You know?
I love it. You guys really are setting yourselves up for major success. I mean, honestly, you guys are really doing the right thing. And like back to the college thing, like, you know, like me, like I went to college and like I went to Penn State. I love Penn State, you know, like, you know, but at the same time, you know, it also, I'm of also the mindset, like certain, you know, if you go to college, like certain jobs, you need to go to college, you know, like a doctor or like a lawyer or like something technical. Yep. You know what I mean? Like some type of technical something that you have to go to school for. Totally different. You know, I mean, I obviously didn't. I went to school for PR. It wasn't like, you know, anything that was like technical or like I had to really.
Look how you're using it now.
Yeah.
You're
luckily it helped you, but
it helped you,
but didn't need.
Yeah, but like I almost like didn't need it, but like, you know, but then there's the argument like, well, if I didn't go to school, would I even be here? And I told you my crazy story with Jerry Rizzo, my buddy Jerry at Penn State, and then like we connected in business and now in podcasting, like. But like, so you never know, like, you know, so like, I don't regret anything, you know what I mean? Like I don't, but at the same time, like I'm of the mindset, like you guys, like if that's not what you want to do, then don't do it. You know, like why do something that somebody else is trying to convince you to do if you don't want to do it, you know?
Especially when we do that our whole lives and it never works out and it only digs you deeper in misery and just, you don't want to do it. Yeah. Like what's the point of waking up to just go work for 8 hours doing something you don't want to do?
And going back to Darrian's statement, you said, what did you say about, like you had like a bad attitude, right?
Yes.
Like I, you know, like I said, like I almost don't believe that you had a bad attitude, but really the only reason you did is because you just didn't like what you were doing.
Yeah, man.
You know, and like I forget who else said this. It was probably Gary Vee or something. I saw a quote somewhere. Nobody is lazy. You just don't love what you do.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure, man.
It's so true. For sure. And it's kind of almost the same. It's almost the same statement that you made, that like you had a bad attitude. Like nobody really has a bad attitude. You just don't love what you're doing.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. I think a misconception of this whole topic is if Kevin and I don't go to college, we must not value education. when that's completely false. That's
we
a complete
both work in education.
misconception. Kevin and I value education to a T. Like, I am very, very proactive on reading books, studying, learning my craft. Like this right here, what all of us at this table do, we study this craft right here. I think people get confused with, are you smart? Are you intelligent? But like, what is your knowledge used for? Sometimes people have a bunch of shit stored in their head
And they don't do anything with
and
it.
it's not like specific enough. Like, yeah, you can answer some trivia questions, but like, bro, what are you doing with it? How are you utilizing your intellect? And so that's what really confuses me. Like, if you're gonna prioritize education is important. I believe education is liberation. Education can free you from whatever shit that you have going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's how you utilize it.
Yeah, 100%.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
And even going back to that, like I was never a book smart kid.
Yeah.
I was the kid, like I hated high school. I liked college probably because I did better in college. I had more freedom and flexibility, and I was able to do things and go take classes I actually liked, right? But like, you know, you flock to what you like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like then, you know, and but back to like the book thing, like you could be the biggest book smart person in the world, but then when it comes to the real world, like then what? You know what I mean? And I often found, just looking back on people that, you know, that I know, like all the book smart people, not that they aren't doing well, but like the book smart people tend to not do well in the real world compared to somebody who's got the street smarts, the you know, the entrepreneur, go-getters,
no
you know,
doubt.
the go-getters mindset, right?
Boom.
Seriously, boom.
It's two completely different fields that you're operating in.
Yeah, because like, you know, anybody can study and memorize something for a test. Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
You know, like almost anybody can do that, and anybody can just know what the answer is going to be on that test because you prepared for it. Yeah, and you studied and you knew the answer ahead of time. But that doesn't work in the real world.
Life is different. Like life, you get the lesson and you're given the test.
Yeah.
Or, I'm sorry, in the traditional schooling system, you get the lesson, you're given the test. In life, you're given the test and you learn the lesson.
That's right.
It's completely backwards.
You're tested every day.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
with no lesson.
Yeah, right. So you have to, it's backwards. Like you said, it's backwards.
Yeah.
I think like, are you really truly intelligent if you can't get what you want from life? Did I say that right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, are you truly an intellectual person if you cannot get what you want out of life? Like,
or applying this intelligence to the real world and ways in which it applies to your life.
Like, how are you so intelligent, but you can't figure out why you're miserable? How are you so intelligent, but you can't figure out all this shit that you got in your life that you complain about? You're not taking any real action on. Like, I think a really intelligent person could utilize their intelligence and create what they want out of this life. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Create their own life.
Yeah. They can create their own way, man. Like, they can set up, you know, ways to express themselves. They can set up circles of people that they like to be around, they love to be around. They can build a beautiful family. They can go on trips, you know, every so often. They can admit to themselves that maybe I don't like this job so damn much, and let me figure something else out. You know, that to me is raw intelligence. That to me is like, you can go out and figure it out. Yeah. You know? And
just trying things, man. That's like
the
biggest thing. Like just trying, like just starting something. Yeah. You know, I know we're all of the same mindset, like of this, because like, you know, like you just started the podcast, like when you started, like you just did it, you know,
you just gotta do it.
Yeah. You just got to do it. And everybody, I probably said this a million times, like on other episodes of my show here, but like, you just got to start, like, you know, and stop worrying about what other people think and like, just do it. Yeah. Because you never know if you're even going to like it. Like you might've started the podcast and then hated it. Yeah. Even though like, you were like, I kind of want to get into this. Yeah. You know, man. Like you don't know until you actually do it.
It's so weird that that's always what it turns into, is like even me, because I was the person like, oh nah, like we gotta make this perfect first, we gotta make this perfect, like we can't post this episode until this is ready. And now I'm from the cloth that I'm literally like, just post it, like let's just do it. No matter what, we're gonna have an episode live Thursday. I don't care what goes wrong. Yeah, we'll have it out,
dude. I know, and that's what it takes to make it. Like in anything, not just podcasting, but like literally in anything. And I'm of the same mindset. Like. No matter what, you know, I would only take like weeks off, like if I was like going on vacation or something, or like around Christmas I might take a week off, or like Thanksgiving, like whatever, like certain times like that.
It's healthy though. Like
Yeah.
at some point you have to. Luckily, we've been doing it for such a short amount of time. Like I haven't felt like that once yet, but I'm sure it gets like that for everybody. You need breaks. You need to focus on other things, and you have a family. Like it makes perfect sense to me that that'd be the route to take.
Yeah, but otherwise, like you said, like you just put it out no matter what, and that's how I like. Even not every episode was a rock star episode on my part or the guest part, or, everything. Just like, but we did it and we just put it out, and like no one's gonna remember. Like no one's gonna remember like how bad episode X was. Like you know what I mean? Like literally no one's gonna remember or care because like a lot of times I feel like the other crazy part is like people only really see you for where you're at like right now. You know what I mean? Like and for me, like even me, like I know you guys have seen the old pictures of my studio and stuff, and like things like that, like way back, like OG, like episode 1, 2, 3, like before I had anything, wasn't in this place, like nothing, but like like when people meet me now, like they never saw that beginning. And sometimes I feel like people, not that I care about what other people think, but like people, I think will sometimes like look at me and not realize, but won't even know where it came from. You know what I mean? Like I don't think you guys ever knew or saw those original pictures, right? Of like my old studio, like how like the, you know what I mean? Like
not until that thing you shared the other day, and I was like really watching it and seeing it, but like that's what nobody gets to see that but you. Yeah.
And it's like, and people forget that stuff sometimes too. Like, and like when you start to like have success, if you want to call this success, right? People really, new people come into your life and like they may only know you or see you for the success that you're currently having, but nobody saw what you did for the last 3 years and what it took, like even you guys, like, I mean, like, you've put out enough episodes that like, I don't even know what your first one looks like. I've watched a handful of your episodes. You know what I mean? But like I don't even know.
It's rough.
You know what I mean? It's like
those are rough episodes.
Dude, they all are, dude. Some of my first ones, dude, rough as hell. Super rough, but like you just do it. And I gotta give a shout out to my big sponsor, Blue Door Financial. They were my first guests on the show.
Really?
Oh wow.
That's cool. It's kind of funny, right? It's kind of crazy. Chris and Steve Vanesco, brothers, and co-owners of the financial place that they have, but they were like, I always tell everybody, like they were like the brave first guests. I think I even said those words in the episode, like these are my first two brave enough people to come on the show. And it's people like that same thing, like they're just like, who cares, like we're here, let's do it, like let's just do it, and not even worry about like, oh, is it gonna be perfect, like nothing, like it's just like, whatever, just tell us when to be there and we'll show up. And you just go. There it is. Boom.
That's why luckily for us it was just he and I. We were able to just record it and just, it didn't matter what anybody think, we were just gonna put it out there. First like 10 we recorded was just me, him, and two of our closest friends, Jake and Brian, shout out. And those were just off the rail. Like I was telling you yesterday, those episodes might get us in trouble. Like those are something like, and I definitely hope like we get to a position where we can release something like that one day, because that speaks louder than words. Like that's where we were when we were recording podcasts, in fear of putting them out. Like nobody got to see us or hear anything from us yet. That's when we were terrified of what everybody had to think and what our families had to think, and that was just a wild time.
What were you afraid of? Like honestly.
Wait, during those days or like before?
Like no, like when you first like okay, you put out your first episode, but like, well, okay, let's say you thought about it and you guys like, all right, we're gonna start recording episodes, but then you're like, we're not even gonna release these. Like these suck, whatever. Like you said, you were afraid like what your family's gonna think, what maybe other friends would think.
That's honestly what it was for me more than like other people, because our friends were super supportive. Like our friends think it's some of the coolest shit in the world, but like honestly, I was scared to let my family down, and my family is more supportive than anybody now. So I definitely was wrong about that. But I don't know where that belief stems from, though, that like you're going to be worried about what people think. Like, why is that deeply rooted within all of us? Like, why is that just a thing that happens?
I have a theory.
What's
and
that?
I think this theory isn't just mine. I know it's not just mine because I've adopted this theory from other theories. But I think it's because of our like tribal nature. Like we're meant to survive in tribes. And so if we go against the grain, we might be condemned in a way. We might be.
So like he said, like Kevin said, like you might be letting your tribe down. Like you might be letting your family down.
And in that case, like if you were alone, that means you were to die. And
at that time
it's
of
a
life,
survival thing maybe.
That's like when I was holding on to a lot of that like self-conscious bullshit, where I was like just scared of what other people thought about me. But that was at a completely different time of life for me. Like I've evolved so much since high school and like those days where I felt that way, and I don't understand what it is within people that causes us to feel or believe those kinds of things, because it's not true. Once you put it out, you just realize that most people are going to like you, or most people just aren't going to watch, and they don't really care. We haven't really gotten much hate.
Yeah,
so
right. And they're not
like,
watching anyways. Who cares?
Yeah,
You know?
it is what it is. And honestly, if you hate us and you're watching us, thanks for the view. We appreciate it.
Shout out to all the haters.
Yeah, shout out.
Keep pumping those numbers, baby.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
No
The haters are important.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you got to
know?
show love to them.
Yeah, for sure.
No
Gotta
doubt.
keep them close.
Yeah.
Got to.
You know?
Like you were saying yesterday, it's like your haters are some of your biggest fans sometimes.
They are.
Like,
Because they're
really?
actually always watching.
Always
Yeah.
watching.
Always
every
watching.
post. And even if
Everything.
they're not dropping them likes,
Nah,
they
but they're-
see everything
yeah,
that
they
you're
sure
doing.
do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they sure do.
Them giveaways make them steam, too. Like,
Oh,
giving them a
yeah.
PS5. You know they're making a fake Gmail and submitting it.
they
They're
probably
entering that shit.
under John Smith. You know? Yeah. On some Dingleberg.
Some funny shit.
I'm going to get those go-getters.
Yeah.
Type shit.
That's
Yeah.
really what it is, though.
So funny.
Just got to roll with it. Just
Yeah.
post it. Like, seriously, just post it. Whatever you're sitting on in your TikTok
Yes.
or your YouTube or your podcast or your music, just drop it. Seriously, just drop it. Don't care what the world thinks about it. Seriously.
That's the best advice, man.
Yeah.
It really is.
I mean, it's so true, though. And I like literally take it from me, like the person that believed the same way you guys believe right now is not the case. It's really not.
Yeah. And
Just got posted.
And I think like when I was on your show, we didn't say it on the show, but I think you were telling me afterwards, like you were always like the shy kid.
Yeah.
And like you weren't like you are now.
Yeah.
Right. But obviously I never knew you then. But you were probably somebody who would never get on a mic and right. Like you were
really.
shy. You didn't want to.
I was very similar to how you described yourself. Like I fit in with a lot of people, but I never really associated myself too closely with anybody besides like the same 3-4 people I associate myself with now. It's interesting, but yeah, it's always been me. And then I had to shake that over time because I've always wanted to, like I was telling you earlier, I've always wanted to entertain, but those are two hard things to balance. Like being shy and being anxious and having like whatever over here, and then at the same time wanting to like explode and do all these crazy things and talk to a bunch of different people and stake my name out there. Those are two completely hard things to balance when you believe in them both.
Totally.
So
Yeah.
it was a hard balance for me for sure. Absolutely.
Boom.
Boom.
Well, you got over it quick, man.
Oh yeah.
Good for you. Because
well-
literally some people like will probably never get to that point in their whole
Yeah,
life. Like
right.
how crazy is that?
It is.
How crazy is
It
that?
is.
Every episode though, it's new. It comes back. You sit down, you get that rush of anxiety. But I tell him all the time, my anxiety is different. It's like I put stuff off until literally the moment of. Like if I know we have a crazy podcast guest coming, I won't be thinking about it. I won't be worried about it at all until I'm literally sitting down, and that's when it hits
Doing
me.
the
Like,
same
whoa,
way.
like
Yeah.
what is going on? Like
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
really what's about to happen.
Yep.
So I still carry it. It's not like it's gone, but I've managed it a lot better now.
For sure.
I think that is the currency for growth and success. You have to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, always.
You
Yeah.
have to deal with that. You have to go towards your fear in some way. Otherwise, you stay stagnant. You plateau.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally. Like even me, like as crazy as this is to admit, I know I think I told you guys this before, but I was like so hesitant to start video for the show.
Yeah.
Because like I was like, oh, I can't be on camera,
Mm-hmm.
right?
We're the same way.
Like I was like, I did 99 episodes.
Yeah.
99 for 2 years. For 2 straight years, I put out episodes. And Jimmy T. Martin, shout out to Jimmy. He's like, dude, you got to start video. He's like, it's the only way you're gonna grow. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I know. He's like, well, what are you waiting for? And I was just like, I don't know. I just kept coming up with excuses.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, okay, the money's one thing. Yeah, so what? You open a credit card, paid off. You know what I mean? Like, not a big deal, right? But like, I kind of like used like that as an excuse. Like, even though I had the money, but like, I was just like, I just don't want to spend the money. It was like, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I was coming up with like every excuse to do it. But it's like now looking back on it, I wish I would have started it
Yeah.
2 years ago.
How
Yeah.
early on, like what episode do you think like you started thinking like, man, I got to get this on video? And how long you think you
Oh,
really put
man.
it off for?
I probably put it off for like a good 6 months or more.
Really?
And I mean,
Wow.
that's 6 months. I mean, that's like 30, probably
Dang.
25 to 30 episodes.
Wow.
Dang.
Yeah.
For us, it was only like the first, like 11? Like our first 11 had no video, but the entire, like our intention from the start was to have a video. We just didn't understand it enough back then to make it happen that way. And we didn't have the funds or the means to get a camera at the time and even make it happen. But then we figured it out. We got it working. We tried on the iPhones, like funnily enough, at the start. We were trying to record like fucking 2-hour podcast on an iPhone.
Did not work.
My
Didn't
shit
work?
was ready to
No,
explode.
it didn't
I was
work.
getting
Yeah,
phone
almost
calls.
Right.
lit on fire.
My
Oh,
jaw was
yeah.
smoking by the end of the podcast.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, then we tried. We were trying to borrow friends' cameras.
Yeah.
The battery would die, and we'd have to take like 20-minute breaks to charge the battery up, set it back up. It just was a mess. And then
struggle.
Disaster. Yeah.
So it's a trial and error thing. You gotta try, fail, and that's how innovation happens. Like, you know,
it's how you systemize things too. It's how you find out what works, and now like we know what to do going forward.
Yeah,
and it's literally like
that's part of the journey.
Absolutely,
no doubt.
We'll never forget those
like
kinds of things.
all those crappy failures. The battery's dying, the camera's not working. It's like that's just like what happens.
We're still there, man. Our freaking our camera quality is like orange right now.
Yeah,
we'll figure.
That's
it out.
what we were talking to you about.
Look like a bunch of Oompa Loompas.
And stuff. Yeah. But that's why I love those corporate nightmares episodes we dropped so much, because our first corporate nightmares episode ever was like episode 5 or 6, and we were literally talking about that. Like, yeah, guys, we're gonna try to get the camera working for these next couple of episodes. Like, we're gonna try to get this working, that working. And we just were putting it all off. Like, we weren't doing any of it. And we finally just clicked. Like, that's why I'm so happy to get to go back and watch those in the future, because you'll literally see, like, that's when we were at, when we were bullshitting about getting a camera. We really didn't have a camera then. We didn't know what the fuck we were doing. And then we finally figured it out.
Yeah.
So in order, you'll always get to see, like, where we were at that point in time and how we made it work.
See the progress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I love it. So what else you guys into? Like,
I wear a lot of hats, man.
Oh, yeah.
I like a lot of different stuff. For sure. Yeah, like I love podcasting. But this is what I like to think about. And I want to ask you this question as well. Okay. So let's stay on this.
Go ahead.
So I asked this to a bunch of people when we do podcasts. If your mind, right, was like a pie chart, what would be, or a portfolio, what would be the percentages of each one of your slices of that chart? Do you know what I mean? Like, what consumes the most? Yours might be family and podcasting and then, you know, whatever else. But I feel like mine's all over the place. So I like... man, where do I start with this? Obviously, I love podcasting. I got to be like over 50%. Then I really like reading. I like to learn. Like, I like books on all types of stuff. I like books on psychology, business, human nature, history, all that stuff. I love to read and to enhance my knowledge. I like real estate. I just bought a house. I just bought my first property. So hopefully I can begin to build a real estate portfolio in the future. That'd be dope. And creating wealth. Like, I'm into like that type of stuff, investing and building wealth for myself. That's really cool. I love martial arts. I just got my blue belt in Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Congrats, bro.
This weekend.
Congrats.
Check it out. That's cool. Thank you very much. Martial arts are cool. I like to do kickboxing and jiu-jitsu. What else do I like? What else am I into?
You basically hit everything I was going to say on the head, except for like fitness in general, gaming, those kinds of things.
Yeah. What about you? Go ahead. You go.
I mean, seriously. I mean, basically everything you said. Besides, I'm trying to get into martial arts. I know.
We got to get him into MMA.
Very long, and it's something I'm very interested in doing. That's just, I mean, out of all the things he said, that's the only thing that he said that I'm very interested in that I haven't actually took initiative in trying to do yet. I also don't own any property, so he has me beat there as well.
You'll get there.
Yeah, I'm trying to build it. But yeah, I mean, seriously, all those things, but definitely fitness. I love entertaining. Like I told you before, I love doing podcasts and just thinking about like this business in general. It really takes up like the majority of my day every day. It's just thinking about ways to improve this, or editing, or scheduling, or what we're doing here, what we're doing there, who we're meeting with on this day. Like, my mind and time sheet is just so cluttered right now with all these business related things, but I wouldn't ask for it any other way.
Yeah, I love it. I agree. I'm kind of like in the same boat almost with just about everything.
What does your pie chart look like?
Yeah, it's obviously podcasting, it's family, real estate. You know, now I got this building.
Yes, sir.
You know, and this is my first investment property.
Oh,
yes, sir.
You know, I have other interests in things that like I don't do anymore. You know, like I mean, I'm still like as you guys know, I did martial arts. I did karate for 10 years.
Sir.
Did we bring that up yesterday?
I don't think we did.
I thought I did. I hopped in my car and I'm like, oh man, like we've not that we were planning to talk about that, but I was like, I don't know why it popped up in my head.
No, we were. We wanted to ask you about that, like discipline, like training arts and stuff. Because I had no idea until you just told us that the other day that you did karate and you became a black belt. That's very cool.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, it's a lesser known thing about me nowadays because, like, I mean, I basically stopped really when I was 18. You know, so it was a long time ago. You know, I'm 33, and but like I still, not that I'm not as fast or as strong or as
Don't let him lie to you. He's throwing
Look
head
at
kicks
him.
at anybody.
That's
At anybody that tries to run down in the OTS
That's right.
studio, Bill's throwing a flying head kick.
That's right. Look out. I'll knock those headphones right off your head.
Yo,
I can stop like an inch before your face.
I got a question. Do you ever walk around the house and like throw combos and shit?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Think
Or
about
like
it.
throw kicks at your wife and stuff.
I should.
Yeah.
Like I should.
That's when you go home
Yeah.
surprised with a low calf.
Yeah. But stuff like that, like like martial arts, obviously, like maybe one day I'll get back into it.
Yeah.
But like there's things that like I'm interested in that like even though I don't do them, like I'm still like interested in those things.
Yeah.
Like obviously because martial arts is a huge part of my life, a huge part of my life.
Yeah.
You want to hear a real crazy, embarrassing story?
Absolutely.
You're gonna die.
Yes.
I told this story on one other podcast and on one other episode a long time ago. Episode 50. It was actually episode 55, and the reason I remember it is because it was with my buddy Jimmy Martin. Okay, Jimmy T. Martin, who his grandfather was the karate school I first went to.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jimmy Martin also did martial arts, did a little bit of karate, and then he was a D1 wrestler, and was more wrestling, and then forgive me, Jimmy, but I think he did jiu-jitsu a little bit like in college and after college. But this is my super embarrassing story, and but it proves that like I never quit, like I never give up, right? So there's a sign on the wall, and I've told this story a couple other times recently on a couple episodes of mine and on another episode of another podcast I think I was on. But the quote said, "Winners never quit, quitters never win." And like when I started, I was super young, like I was only like 8 years old, right? This isn't the embarrassing part, by the way. But the embarrassing part was like, you're gonna die. Like one day, like moving around, like I had to piss so bad.
Yeah.
I had to piss so bad. Bouncing around,
boy.
fighting. You know where this is going.
Yeah, of course.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah,
Uh-oh.
yeah. Piss my pants in class.
Yeah.
And listen, like I'm not ashamed to admit it. I don't care.
Can't be.
Super embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, at that point, looking back on it now, like I could have just quit. I could have just. I was so embarrassed.
Yeah.
Right. Like I could have just went home and told my mom and dad like, I can't go back there.
Yeah.
Like I can't go back there. Like this is so embarrassing. Like so embarrassing. But I was like, I didn't, and I didn't quit. You know what I mean? It's like moments like that in your life, even though I was super young. It's like moments like that in your life that you keep going.
Yeah.
And you keep
You'll
going
remember
back.
that shit
And the
forever.
fact that I can talk about it now,
Yeah.
like
it's freeing.
it doesn't bother me.
No
know what I mean?
Has you in a hold. How'd you piss your pants? Why'd you piss your pants?
Because I had to piss so bad, and I couldn't leave the class.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
just
I
happened?
probably could have, but like it was a strict school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was nearing the very end. This is why it happened.
Okay.
It was nearing the very end, and I was helping with a sparring match. I was like I wasn't like a judge, but like at some points like I was like judging, but like I was on the edges of the wasn't it sounds like a ring because it's invisible, and it's invisible ring for anyone, you guys probably know, but there was, but like if somebody kind of went out of the bounds, you're gonna fall into a bunch of trophies and get all banged up, right? So there were certain people that had to, like me, like stand at a certain angle, a certain spot to make sure no one was going and falling and getting injured out of bounds, right? So it was nearing the end of class, and I had to piss so bad, and I'm bouncing around, and the more you move around, the more you got to go.
Yeah.
And I just literally, I was like 8 years old, like 9 years old, just couldn't hold it anymore.
A young Bill.
You never seen somebody get heel hooked on the pissing themselves before? You never seen that?
Yeah.
Nah, I can't say I have.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So like I didn't get like hit and pissed myself or like no one, like nothing like that. It was literally just like I wasn't like in the sparring match. I was like kind of helping with the match, and it was like I couldn't really step away from it. Like in the middle of the match, I couldn't just walk away. You get in big trouble.
Yeah.
Like I probably couldn't at the moment until like maybe in between matches, but then I kept telling myself like, I'll just make it. Like I'll just wait. Like I'll go, like class is almost over.
Yeah.
I'll make it. I just kept telling myself, and then I
9 and 10 people probably would have never went back to that karate class either.
Right.
So
That's
that
true.
kind of speaks true to a lot of the shit that we're
true.
talking about, like how wild that is.
exactly. It's so wild. Like literally almost anyone else probably would have quit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Almost anyone else probably wouldn't quit.
My ass probably would have fucking quit if I peed in karate that young. I broke my arm though. That's why I had to quit karate. I was on my way to that black belt. I got what's the belt after yellow? The third belt
I guess
you
it
get.
depends on the school. Mine was green.
Green. It might have been green. It was whatever. My school it was like white, yellow, and then there was a third one. Whatever the third one was. That's what I had. And I had to quit, and I broke my arm. That's when I took up football.
Yeah.
So it worked out for me in that
Well,
regard.
she did something else and didn't just not do anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
But yeah, so like back to like martial arts, like it's so, you know, like you said, you want to talk about when we were on your show and we didn't. But yeah, I mean, like the determination, like they said that sign, winners never quit, quitters never win.
Yeah.
Like it's, you know, it's not about winning. It's just about not quitting.
Yeah.
And like that stuck in my mind forever. Like it's still, I literally think about it like probably almost every day.
Yeah.
It's
That
an
sign.
omen. For sure. It's like
You
an
know?
omen.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
like you live by that. And part of me pissing my pants, I think, is part of that of that story.
No,
Yeah.
I get how
You know?
You'll
that
remember
speaks to
that shit forever.
Yeah. And everyone else will now too, because I've told it, I think this is probably the second or third time on my show.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sometimes
No.
you just gotta drain the main vein. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
whatever.
Gotta
Yeah.
drop them nuggets.
It's
sometimes.
cool to pee your pants, right?
Yeah, sometimes.
Everybody's doing it, you know?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. So,
man.
but yeah, the martial arts thing, it's like, you
Yeah,
know,
martial arts is cool, man. I love it. I love like how humbling it is. And it's funny because a lot of times like men think they're much more capable in a combat setting than they actually are.
Absolutely.
Me including. And so when I hopped into jiu-jitsu gym, I was like, yeah, I'm the man. I'm a big dog. I'm, you know, a football player
Yeah.
or whatever. And it didn't work out that way. Shout out Coach James Delaney. He was episode 11.
11, our first video
Yeah.
podcast.
And he said, this is what James said. And he talked about this on our podcast, but it's not true. He said that I was bullying kids during live rolls. And what I was really just doing was wrestling. I was like shooting double legs and like,
Yeah.
you know, trying to take people down. So he was like, oh, this kid's being a bully. And so he was like, all right, you're rolling with me. And when him and I rolled, he threw like a hip toss on me and I was like upside down for like 3 seconds in the ceiling. And I hit the ground. I was like, yeah, damn.
Happens.
I guess I'm not as badass as I thought I was. And then, you know, but I kept showing up and here we are.
it's the name of the game.
It's the name of the game.
Keep showing up.
Yeah, keep showing up.
What do they call that white belt shit? What did he call it?
Spazzy white belt.
Oh, spazzy white belt. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah. It's like erosion though. You ever see like those, I think we talked about this on yesterday's podcast. You ever see like drop of water like hits a rock?
Yeah.
It just keeps on hitting the rock.
Yeah.
Keeps on hitting the rock. And there'll be like diagrams like 5 years, 10 years, 15, 50 years and like what it can do to that rock over time. It's just consistency. Oh, my bad. It's just consistency. If you just keep on going, anything can happen.
You'll wear that rock away.
You'll wear it away.
Yeah.
You'll beat that rock down eventually.
That's right.
And eventually that rock will say, all right, you got it, man.
You got it.
You win.
The universe will step aside and let you reap your rewards.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yes, Sirski. Boom. Go getters.
But back to real estate real quick. And I had to bring up, make sure I get the right episode numbers. I had a couple cool, really good local real estate guys on my show. If
Yeah.
you want to like learn from them and hear what they did. A guy by the name of Josh Axe.
Okay.
Axe as in, you know, an actual axe, right? Yeah. Cool. What a cool last name, right?
know.
That's really his last name at first. Before I met him, I actually asked him, like, dude, is that seriously your last name? Axe? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, no, it's not.
That's
I was like, no, really. I'm like, what's your real last name? Axe.
Wow.
But yeah, it really is. It's his last name. But episode 93, Josh Axe.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, check it out. And then one other one was my buddy Alan Klein, episode 71.
Okay.
He's also real estate investor. Both of them are real estate investors. Alan Klein is also, he's a real estate agent, sells by day, and also does real estate investing on the side.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
So they're both really in the game.
Yeah.
Big time. Like they don't just have a few properties, big time.
That's nice.
You know, so, but yeah, if you want to like check out a couple guys that did it locally.
Fuck yeah. It's gonna
Josh
be-
is doing stuff like out of town too, but I mean,
Yeah.
they're cool guys to like learn from.
Yeah, I wonder if he was a lumberjack in his past life.
That's
He
what
had to
I
have
was just
been.
gonna say.
Or maybe like a Viking or some shit.
Oh man,
Had
yeah,
to
his
have
family's definitely from the
Just axe
fucking
thrower
Viking
for his
descent. Yeah,
Had to have been with that name, right?
That's tough.
Axe.
Gotta
Yeah.
work in the lumber field or some shit. At some
Yeah.
point in your life, you got to.
Yeah, and then my buddy Alan Klein, he was my real estate agent that helped me get this property.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
But
nice.
crazy part is like so when I grew up, remember I told you I grew up down on Melrose Ave,
Yeah.
down near only a few blocks from where you live,
Mm-hmm.
and I won't give away like your address or street name, so don't worry. But
Uh-oh.
but no, my buddy Alan lived right up around the corner too. Like he lived on Old River Road.
Oh, wow.
So like when I left your place and like I turned on Old River Road,
Yeah.
when I was leaving, I was like, I turned and then I see his house. Like he doesn't live there anymore, and his parents moved out of there. Like they live somewhere else now.
Yeah.
But when I left your house after doing the podcast with you guys, I turned the corner and there's Alan's house. And I used to ride my bike from Melrose Ave,
Oh, man.
down and then onto
Yeah.
onto Old River Road, like down the road there. And and I was like, it's just crazy. Like I used to ride my bike there all the time. And so
Yeah.
as soon as I left, I'm like, man, this is like
Blast from the past.
trip down memory lane.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes,
That's
sir.
one dope thing about our city. Like that, just that little small section of our city. I feel like there's a lot of history there. like for us especially, like we've lived our whole lives in that like little town, but it seems like a lot of people we run into that are familiar with that area have some kind of story relating to that little general area. And I think it's pretty cool because we have a lot of stories from that area as well.
Yeah,
Sure.
crazy. I used to ride my bike over in like the Mart's bus parking lot terminal.
Yeah.
Basically almost get hit by a bus every day as a kid, you know.
Yeah,
Fun times.
Kids at our school would do like fucking like, what do you call it? Like drift. They would like drift in that parking lot after school. We would drive down that street
On
drift out
Melrose?
Drift out like of the Mart's bus parking lot onto like that little connected.
Yeah,
is that Melrose
like
Street?
on Melrose, like where they have that parking lot. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I literally used to live. I lived right across from that parking lot.
Really?
That's cool, man.
Like I like my house overlooked that one parking lot.
Oh wow, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. Right? Isn't that wild?
It is crazy.
Yeah.
Small world.
Yeah. So yeah, I used to ride my bike down there all the time. Grew up with Alan. Like Alan and I went to school basically like since like we were like 5. You know.
Where'd you go to middle school? Oh, you went to that.
So I went to Catholic school,
right.
St. Al's, and then
Yeah.
then we moved from Wilkes-Barre to Hanover. So then I switched schools from St. Al's Catholic school to Hanover in 7th grade, and you know Alan ended up doing the same thing. I think he might have came like a year or so after me, but yeah, crazy.
You'll have to check him out. See
Yeah.
what he's all about.
Cool dude.
Yeah,
He's a
real
cool,
estate.
Yeah.
It's a cool
They
game.
taught me a lot.
Do you have any goals for like what you want to do in real estate? Do you want to create like a portfolio? Do you want to continue to invest in more properties?
Oh yeah,
and
absolutely.
stuff?
Yeah, I'm already on the hunt for the next
Yeah,
one. Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
Let's
yeah,
go.
absolutely. I'm telling you, like once you get like your first, like I know you own real estate, but it's like your house, right? So it's not really like an investment property per se, unless you like end up moving out and renting it or something.
That's
but,
definitely the plan for sure.
Yeah. But like as of right now, it's like your primary residence,
Yep.
you know. But like once you get that property, like once you get that first investment, it's like that's it. You go down the rabbit hole. It's like you get the real estate bug.
And it just keeps going. The real estate bug.
Yeah, you get the real estate
You
bug.
just keep oh Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
You just keep upgrading the studio and just keeps getting rid of
That's
the old ones,
it.
renting them out, selling them. doing
Yeah,
whatever.
I'll just keep buying new studios.
Yeah,
I'll
bro.
just keep moving to a new one, make it a bigger one,
Yeah.
and then I'll just
That's
rent
the
this
goal.
out and they can do whatever the hell they want with it, you know.
That's the goal. Like, how cool would it be to get like a big ass warehouse
Oh,
where you can have everything? Like, you can have like a gym in there. You can have.
That's
oh,
ideal.
totally. It's
Yeah.
like I would
Ideal.
love to get a big giant like commercial like
Yeah.
industrial warehouse. Like that's like an ideal. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
It'll happen for sure, man.
oh
Imagine
yeah,
that.
I love that.
Yeah,
I
like
love
your-
that look. I love the like
Your
the
sauna,
industrial.
your deprivation tank.
Yeah.
Is,
In there, all zenned out.
yeah.
Yep.
In
Yeah.
the morning, it's that peace. Then you get
Yeah.
to work, like you said. I wanted to own something like that my whole life. So I hope I get to dedicate a whole portion of my life to like learning a lot about that and figuring it out in a way that makes sense to me and in a way that I can be effective with it going forward. I would love to own a bunch of different properties one day.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that one TV show called with Robin Big?
Oh yeah.
Remember that show? And they had
Yeah,
this
I used to
big
watch that.
ass, like factory, and there was like a big skate
Yeah.
park and like basketball
Yeah.
courts and offices and stuff.
I'm ready for it.
Yeah, man, that got to be it.
I'm ready for it.
That has to be
Yeah.
it.
Let's find us a warehouse.
I'm
I've always
manifesting
had
it.
a dream of like buying one of those and doing something very similar to that, and then having it as like a hub for everybody that like for all creative minds to
Yeah.
like come to and like
Yeah, that would
work
be
and
cool.
like collaborate, bounce ideas
Yeah,
off one
totally.
another, but like literally like a fun warehouse, like literally just a crazy ass warehouse where we can all put hella work in.
Yeah,
I've always
like
had a
that's
crazy
kind of
dream
like
of
I
that.
mean, this isn't like a warehouse like
Yeah.
my building here, and it's
Mm-hmm.
it's small. It's not like a big warehouse, but like I'm kind of trying to do that here on like a smaller scale.
Yeah.
You know, obviously I got to start somewhere. You know, I
For sure.
couldn't get the big warehouse just yet. But
Not
like,
It's
yet.
coming, it's
Yeah.
coming.
yeah, it's
It's
coming.
coming
Yeah,
for sure.
But yeah, no, same thing. Like same concept. Like, you know, I want to be able to have like other creative people here, like you guys.
Yeah.
Like we met up a couple times,
Mm-hmm.
you know, prior to doing the show, just to like meet up.
Yeah.
You know, but like it's stuff like that getting together at a just
Yeah.
a cool spot.
Yeah,
And just
good spot to bring it all together.
yeah.
This place is legit.
Yeah.
This
Seriously.
place is fire, bro. When I came
Thanks,
in here,
man.
I was like, whoa, this is real. Like somebody in this
Yeah.
area is doing this,
Yeah. And I
which
know
is crazy.
I brought that up yesterday. Like the first time I sat in this chair and I was sitting here looking at all this stuff, man, I was speechless. I
Yeah.
didn't know what to say. Only though because like this is where we want to take it. So it's just cool to like see it right before our eyes. Like, damn, like this shit is really possible.
Yeah.
You're doing
Yeah.
it right in front of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you could take, you know, everything, you know, and just make it better. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like,
I think you're involved in the think tank, right? Or it's like the innovation center.
no, not really. I mean, I know what it is. I
Yeah.
know what it is. Yeah, yeah.
Well, when we went there one time, they actually mentioned Wilkes-Barre Power.
Oh,
They were
okay.
telling us about it, and that's how
Oh,
we
okay.
first heard about it.
Oh, interesting.
But down there, there's like a big creative space where
Yeah, yeah.
they rent to creatives like to like have access to that space.
I feel like
for
it's
like
not
a year.
utilized as much as it probably could be
No,
or should be.
Definitely not.
Yeah, it's definitely
so
not.
underground. It would be so hard. Like you would literally have to be seeking that to like find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were gonna do it, but it just didn't make sense with our hours. Like it just didn't make sense with like our schedules and stuff. But how cool would it be if you had like a space and you could like rent out other spaces for other creative people?
Oh,
and like, you guys
totally.
could just bounce off of each other. You can make separate incomes, and then you're just holding this whole building. That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
That'd be gnarly.
The slide, the fucking
Yeah.
swirly slide in the middle.
No steps. No steps.
Nah,
I
no
don't care if you're 900 years old. You got to slide down that fucking
Yeah.
slide.
How you get up? You just gotta climb it? Scale it, rock climbing.
No, like a one of those ladders like in the wrestling rooms.
Oh, yeah.
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 One of the rope. Yeah. You start
Yeah.
doing all this wild shit.
Yeah. To be dope.
That's
be cool.
that's the dream though. That's where we want to take it. Like just be able to like that's like me and him are kids at heart. Like we just want to fucking
Have fun, man.
literally just have fun.
And so
Live
am
a
I. Like,
movie
you know, like
life.
I'm like 10, 12 years older than you guys. You know what I mean? But like I'm
Yeah.
still like, you know what I mean? Like I'm still there too.
100%.
It's
Yeah,
because
you
you still
gotta
have
be.
that creative gene within you. A lot of people lose that over time when they just work
They
that
do.
9-to-5 job that they fucking
Yeah.
hate.
Yeah.
You didn't lose it, and
Yeah.
we still have it.
I probably almost lost it though.
Yeah,
You know,
think
like
so?
yeah, probably. And
Was
like
there a
until
point in
until
your
I
life?
started the show, I think.
yeah.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I mean like I was creating content, you know, like for like the family business and doing some stuff there, but not like not like I am doing this.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know. I guess because I didn't ever start something and do something on my own like this, I think I felt like I was gonna like. Well, I guess I never thought I was a creative. I think I maybe said it on your
Yeah.
show, but like I didn't think I was a creative person, you know, until I started like trying to do something like
Yeah.
this. And it's like so many people tell me like, you know, this is creative. Like you're super creative. Like you created this space.
Yeah.
Like everything about this is your vision. Like, you know, the brick wall, like just the look, everything, like everything about it. It's like, it's also, it's like, it's expression.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So like it's self-expression.
Absolutely.
You know, the whole show is self-expression.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
No
and same thing
doubt.
for you guys. Like I'm sure it's like it's the same thing. Like your show, like it's it's an expression of yourself because you're having on people that you like and that are doing things that like you guys want to do.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's just all the same like-minded people.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to be yourself in a creative venture. Like if you go work at a restaurant, you got to fit that mold of that restaurant. You got to be one of them, and you got to be an employee, and you got to follow that mindset. And it's just like when you get to follow your own creative endeavor, you don't got to do that. You get to be you. You get to say whatever the hell you want, whenever you want.
Yeah,
and that's one
be
thing
you.
I think is really cool about it too.
Yeah.
You're not being suppressed in a creative endeavor as you are in many other realms of ventures that people take on in today's society. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
another part of it.
and like Darrian said earlier, like you said, like you didn't like follow the rules. You were like,
Yeah.
right?
The
Dude, I was the
rebel,
same
sure.
way. Dude, I was the same way,
Mhm.
literally, my whole life, like the same way. Like I didn't conform. Like I would never conform to like
Yeah.
anything. Like
Yeah.
I didn't follow the rules, but it wasn't like a real bad way. It was just in things I wasn't interested in.
Yeah.
Things I didn't want to do. You know, and it's so crazy. I think the three of us literally are all experienced the same thing throughout
Yeah.
our lives. It was just like I said, like you're not lazy. You're not. Yeah, you may have had a bad attitude, but really you didn't have a bad attitude. You just didn't like what you were doing. So like you didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
You know what
for
I
sure.
mean?
For sure.
Like it's just crazy how that happens.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Life is crazy, man.
It gets lost
for
within
sure.
people. Some people just I don't know what it is. That's even what we were talking about yesterday. Like I don't know when in life people decide to let go of that, or if they ever do, if it's still there and it just sucks to think about. But
Yeah.
I don't know why some people never just pick up the camera and go for it, or whatever your
Whatever it
venture
is. Yeah, it could be anything. It could
Yeah.
literally be anything. It could be you want to I don't know, just become a painter.
Because
What-
all,
yeah.
all
You know?
kids
Yeah.
all kids have that in them. Every single child I've ever met had some kind of creativity or imagination or something that they want to do, even like as simple as coloring on paper. Like you notice how creative kids are, and over time, like I don't know what it is in people, but they lose touch with that. But I think that's just from that mold that I was talking about before. When you got to fit a mold, you kind of have to lose that. You can't be creative working at a desk just typing away all day with your shoulders hunched over like this. There's no creativity there.
Yeah, totally. And like going back to like, you know, even as a kid, like when you would do anything as a kid, like I'm talking like young kid, you
Yeah.
know, like you would try anything. You would like do anything. It didn't matter because you didn't
Yeah.
care you didn't know the difference. Like you know, if you fell down, you're just going to get back up because
Yeah.
like it's just in your nature.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, you know, if you failed at something as like a kid, like a real young kid, I'm talking like, you know, maybe like 5, 6, 7,
Yeah.
you don't even know, right? Like if you screwed something up or you did it the wrong way.
Yeah.
Like the crazy part is like your parents and everybody would still tell you, hey, good job. Like
Yeah,
you did
right.
great. Like,
Yeah.
But like even if it sucked, people are still, as a little kid, even if whatever you did sucked and you failed, people are still going to clap for you.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, but now, but then once you become an adult, like you get bashed, which is like crazy to me. And I think people need to
that's true.
Like adopt that kid mentality.
Yeah.
Like if you try to like just, like I said, like thinking back to like when you were a super young kid.
Yeah.
And no matter what you did, whether you succeeded at it or not, like you still did it and you were happy about it and you were like proud of it, even if it, you know, like it didn't matter.
Yeah. Well,
you know what I mean?
Think about how exciting everything seemed when you were a kid.
Everything.
You know? And so like with that, you wanted to try and experiment with everything.
I got to go grab something. Keep talking.
Okay, cool. So with that, you wanted to try and experiment all these things that like gave this light bulb in your head.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's what Bill was getting at. Like when we're older, I think we should really make it a point to keep on experimenting and keep on like looking at things and knowing that, oh, this looks interesting to me. Why don't I try this, instead of just immediately chalking it up like, no, I can't do that, or no, that's not for me.
Yeah.
Like just staying curious and staying experimental.
How do you teach somebody that's like lost in that way though, that is still an option and you can think and act that way, or you can still be creative and feel like a kid? Or how do you like tell somebody that now who's already lost touch with that?
Well, that's hard, man, because like I have people in my life that, you know, you have people you love and you have people you love who are still, they have a little hint of like, you know, ambition there.
Something.
But they won't go out and take action. And you just want to like, for me specifically, like I just want to give them that push, like, yo, you can do it. You can.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I think you obviously know you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Yep.
Ultimately, they have to decide within themselves to listen to their own voice. Like it's your own voice, and it's that force within you that you're pulled to certain things that you might be interested or excited to try. So you have to get in tune with your own voice and say, you know what, I am going to try this. You know what, I am going to, you know, put some effort here and see how this thing goes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to get in tune with that. And you can't let other people think for you, because like as people get older, us young kids, we know about it. Like they tell you, oh no, you can't do that. That's not for you. You know, just do something safe. Go get the 401k. Go get this.
The pension.
Yeah. The pension, Marcia. But yeah, what do you got there, Bill?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So this is my son Braden. He's like
cool.
at the time of this recording, he's like 16, 17 months old, right? But yeah, like obviously he's so young. Yeah, we gotta make sure I hold this up for the right camera here. Yeah. So here it is. This Braden made this at daycare.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know, man. It's just like I know it's silly, but like, you know, obviously he had help from like the teachers and stuff. Like, he didn't you know, he's so young. He didn't really really do it all on his own. You know, but like still, like it's
Is it a Frankenstein?
I don't know, maybe kind of. I think it kind of is, because it was around like Halloween time that he made it.
Nice.
But yeah,
even that, like you could tell, like he was just smacking them things on there, gluing.
Yeah,
but he might have had a vision. He might have had a vision.
Yeah,
like,
but
I want it to look like this kind.
Yeah.
Right?
But it's just like, you know, like it's things like this that, you know, I'm gonna hang this up here in the studio. That's why it's here.
That's sick.
But you know, just going back to like that creative thing as a kid, like you know, like again, he didn't really know what he's doing. Like no one's gonna tell him that sucked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everyone's just gonna be like, hey, good job. That's awesome. Like that's so cool. Like everyone's gonna say that, but like if you did that as an adult, everyone's gonna be like, "Yo, what the hell's wrong with you?"
Or they give you $4.3 billion for that thing.
Right? Yeah, one or the other. It's one or the other.
One or the other.
It's 50-50 shot.
It might be
hilarious.
the conviction at which you create it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I noticed
Who
that
knows?
like with my nephew
Who
all the
knows?
time though. Like his ass will draw like just yesterday he was sitting at my table. He was like drawing things on paper, cutting them out, and he has this paper on my fridge that he just glues all these things on. He literally just drew like a bunch of like red and purple squiggles on a paper. He was like, "Uncle Kevin, will you cut my?" He was like, "It's a cotton candy emoji." That's literally what he told me it was. And in his mind, that thing on a paper was a cotton candy emoji. I'm seeing this little blob in a paper.
You didn't know what it
like,
was.
What is going on here? But like that's what I was referring to before. Like these kids and their imagination runs so crazy, and at some point, people they lose that.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah. So, but I think it's so important just to encourage people still.
Yes.
Like no matter your age, you know what I mean? No matter your age, just encourage people. And like, you know, part of me framing this, you know, is like, I don't know, it's just cool to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like having that and then just be able to encourage them to continue to do, you know, as he gets older and realizes like, you know, and actually starts maybe attempting to be more creative, whether it's drawing, painting, whatever it is. Like,
yeah, it could be whatever.
It could be anything.
Whatever he's pulled to. Like that's the experimental part of it. Like maybe you see a drawing and you go, wow, man, I think I could draw something cool.
Yeah.
You try, and it's like, maybe I'm not an artist. But then you see somebody snowboarding, and you're like, oh man, snowboarding looks super fun. Let me try that. Maybe it sticks, maybe it doesn't. But I think it's that process. What do you like? What don't you like?
Trial and
keep
error.
going in the direction of the shit that you like to do.
Yeah.
Right? But you have to have consistency. Like Kevin and I talked about this when we first started our podcast, because at first it was for fun. Like at first it was like, let's do this thing for fun. But then like I think there's some legit wisdom in retaining a childlike attitude, but also you have to come with the seriousness of a man as well.
Yes.
Because if you're all emotion and intuition and creation, you might be naive in your progression. You might never be able to pick this off the ground and use it to actually create something bigger than yourself. It might just be for play, right? Which is the mind of a boy. But with the mind of a man, you might actually be able to like create something. Like you need some logic, you need some like analysis with this whole thing. You need some strategy to actually like make this thing real. You know what I mean? It can't just be one or the other. It has to kind of be a co-creation of both things.
Definitely.
Like with being childlike, you also must, be strategic and
you got to be it becomes like a business, and you have to be able to think like that then too, not just like, well, hey, I'm just going to keep creating this stuff in my basement, and what's going to come of it? Nothing, unless you do something to make it become something.
Sadly, that's a reality you see a lot of the time too. Some people just want to stick primarily to just being like a creative and just doing that, and that's great. That's literally what this whole conversation is about. But like he's saying, a lot of people do lack that emotional intelligence to be able to do other things with this creativity, this newfound creativity that you have, or this newfound thing that you're really good at. Some people get really lost in that realm of just wanting to be the creator. Because you can't be super successful that way.
But it makes sense because if you start to treat it seriously, with that comes criticism. With that comes taking on a bunch of risk. With that comes maybe failing. Letting people down. Who knows what that might do to my conscience. So there's a whole lot that comes with that you have to you have to craft yourself into a durable person to be able to withstand those punches, roll with them, and keep on pushing forward and make that thing real. Right.
But even going back to like you said, like what you were saying about like you have to have like the intelligence at least to kind of get yourself to maybe that next step or that next level. But like maybe like a way around it is like you can always partner with somebody. You know what I mean? Like find a business partner. So okay, so say you're like that super creative person, but you don't have the business sense whatsoever. But you know enough to say like, hey, maybe this could be a business, but I don't know how to do it on my own. I can't do it. Not that they don't want to. But like maybe they just don't have that, or don't have. That's a good point. You know what I mean? So like you can always find somebody like you or me or somebody like that in their life that obviously that they trust enough that like if they partner with somebody like you, maybe you could take it to the moon. You know what I mean? But they'll just keep doing all the creative side of whatever it is, right? Whatever the business is, they might just be the super creative person behind the scenes, and then you're the entrepreneur piece of the puzzle out front, CEO on the street, whatever. Maybe that could be for somebody that doesn't know how to, or thinks like, oh, I can never do that other half. Then find somebody.
For sure.
Find somebody that could do that, because somebody probably would. Like if they believe in
somebody
you and
buy in.
If they believe in you and seeing it, it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh wow, dude, like you're super talented. Why don't you ever do anything with it? And most people be like, oh, I don't know, because I don't know how. You know what I mean? But you find that person that knows how. Boom, to the moon, both of you.
That's a nugget. I hope you guys take that part right there. You got to accept that, man.
Bill, I was just going to say, you might got to throw the goat chain.
I'd throw my own goat chain.
That's a nugget for sure.
Here we go. This is the goat chain.
Yeah.
Bill's officially goatified.
Wait, you're around the wire. You have to go outside the wire, I think.
Look at me.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm like a rookie. I'm a rookie here.
Come on, man.
He just hit up Eliante. Iced out.
I'm all tied up. I'm like putting myself in knots.
Let's go.
That's tough.
The goat.
Bill, I could see you rocking a fat, like,
what do you think?
Cuban link. Like,
you think?
Straight out the Gucci Mane book. One of those fucking, like,
I'll
make your neck hurt. You got to copy that. We'll copy one.
Like
one day.
weighing me down like this during the shows.
That's one day. One Christmas, you're just going to get a box in the mail from the Go-Getter. It's just going to be a fucking 33 millimeter Cuban link chain.
I'm going to be waiting for that. I'm waiting for it.
Come on, man.
Say less.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. I got the goat chain.
Fuck yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Have you ever done that before, the goat chain thing with anybody?
No, this is brand new.
Let's go.
This is brand new.
Boom, 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 boom.
Goat chain.
Yes,
goat chain. So should I make it like a thing here?
Yes,
absolutely.
Please.
Make it a thing.
Yeah.
You just got ice like some like stern business guy out when you drop some real hard real estate advice.
Yeah.
He's got to ice him out with the goat chain.
Like-
He'll have no idea what he's looking at, but you
I was
just got
like,
to
dude,
throw it around his
put
neck.
the goat chain on, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right?
That's good.
This is the first like official goat chain episode.
Remember, it happened here.
Yeah.
Don't forget it.
Look, you're falling back out of the camera frame,
No.
bro. Move up.
My bad. Am I good here?
People aren't going to see you. There he is. All right, he's back. He's
Cool.
back.
I'm back.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
No, you
Better
were
than
good. You were
ever.
just kind of just almost out. Almost
Right
out.
on the cusp.
Right on the cusp.
All
Like
right.
you got that. They got that. We were talking about before. You got that tall
Got a
torso.
long torso.
Nice torso, man.
Yeah.
And you got nice posture.
Thank you. I mean, I try.
You
That's
do.
what it is.
Try my best.
We're both hunched over.
Yeah, that's why I say all the
Like
time. I got the gamer back. I got to rest my arm on the table. When I do that for so long, my back gets stiff. So
Yeah.
I gotta come with moderation.
Yeah, I'm trying my best.
Should have told you to button that shirt up too, so we can
Oh,
hide
not.
that.
You gotta put it out there
Oh,
for the people
no.
to see. Oh yeah, Ohio State.
No way.
Let's go.
So you are like you're -1 on the goat for goat chain. To earn the goat chain back,
Yeah.
you have to like drop 2 nuggets.
yeah,
to
we're
everybody.
completely
Yeah.
against each other in that field too.
Yeah,
'Cause Bill,
yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you guys know he's a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
That's no good over here too.
Yeah, Penn State, Cowboys.
Crazy.
I know.
How does that happen to one person though? Like what in like life leads to that?
Well, I think because I grew up like in like the Emmitt Smith era,
Oh,
like Troy
really?
Aikman.
Wow.
Yeah, 90s. Like as like a young kid, so
Yeah.
like I think just seeing, I didn't know any better as like a kid.
Yeah.
And watching them, do so well is
Yeah.
like, how
Yeah.
could you not be a fan?
Yeah,
Some
true.
people are like, oh, he's a bandwagon fan, but like, how did I know?
I mean, that's
I was a kid. I was
everybody
super-
becomes a fan of a team either because of the bandwagon aspect of your family liking a team or the bandwagon aspect of them being good. Those are like the only two ways most people pick
Yeah.
a team ever. So
Yeah.
realistically, everybody's a bandwagon.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. I mean, that's how you feel like you become the fan.
Those
right?
are like the only two ways you'd really ever become a fan of a football or any team, unless you just said, "Hey, one day I'm going to start liking baseball today, and I like the Mets."
Yeah.
Nobody does that.
No.
Some people
no.
say, well, like their uniform.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? Like for me now, like at least in the last few years, what also shifted for me in terms of the NFL, because I honestly, like, I really don't watch the NFL as much as I used to. But for me now, more so, it's following the specific individual players.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
yes,
So like for me, like Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
He's a Penn State guy.
He's tough.
Right.
Yeah.
yes.
Badass.
Saquon's badass.
tough.
I
Yeah,
give
he
it to him.
he's probably got a way bigger goat chain than me,
Yeah,
deservedly
Saquon
so.
in here.
But like, I'm not a Giants fan, obviously. I'm a
Yeah.
Cowboys fan, but I'm a Saquon Barkley fan.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'll root for Saquon Barkley. You know what I mean? Like it's
I get
weird.
that. I get
It's
that.
weird.
I like Saquon too. I played against his brother.
Did you?
Yeah.
Where at?
Ali Barkley. I played him in a quarterfinal playoff game. They were Whitehall. We were Valley West, and we beat them.
I believe he's in the NFL now too.
Ali?
Yeah, I
Is
think.
he?
Barkley?
Yeah, I think
No, I think he's at Penn State.
he might be.
Is he at Penn State?
I think he is.
I heard somebody mention recently that I was talking to that Barkley's brother was on some team, but he
Yeah,
was didn't get really any time. or
Ali
anything like
Barkley,
that.
Temple,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
right?
Interesting.
Ali Barkley, 38 running back, 2022 redshirt freshman. Is that him? I'm guessing that's him. That's probably
That's
him,
probably
right?
Must be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Temple's fire. Their atmosphere is pretty cool. I went to one Temple game at the Eagle Stadium.
Yeah, it says
Funnily
right here,
enough.
brother of Penn State, All-American,
Yeah.
Saquon.
Me
Yeah.
with the fake
Word.
news over here.
We beat him.
Fake news.
Took
yeah.
him down.
Yeah. Temple. But yeah, so like for me, like it's like following players.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like from just from watching them play in college to now then following them like wherever they go in the NFL and just like kind of seeing like
Yeah.
how they grow and you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah, it is cool.
That's definitely that's probably one of my most favorite parts about football in general. It's just like, that's why I watch multiple games of all different teams. Well, fantasy football. I know like this motherfucker hates fantasy football.
Can't stand
Every
it, bro.
time,
I played like one time my whole life.
really?
Can't stand it.
Every
Yeah.
time me and my
Can't do
friends
it.
get to talking about fantasy
Nah.
football, he gets so fucking tight. But that's
Can't
like,
do it.
Out like this.
yeah, that's why though. Like I like following individual players so much though, because you get like, you almost kind of get attached to certain players because they're like a part of your team. So like you kind of follow them on all their social medias. You're seeing what they're doing in their day-to-day life. And playing football is what I always wanted to do. So I really look up to a lot of those people like that are doing, that have achieved a dream I once had and they're living it large. I think that shit's so cool too.
Yeah.
It is cool. I don't really follow NFL too much. I think the number one sport that I'm really into right now is MMA.
UFC.
Yeah, I love watching MMA. That's cool. Like the rivalries and like the styles and the backgrounds and like I think that's just really cool. It's like modern day gladiators. Like you're watching
badass dudes.
Yeah,
I don't know if
two
there's any
warriors just get after it.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any specific like athletes like that you like to focus on for your podcast, but like one day,
any.
We're the same way. We'll take anybody, but we really want to have like a lot of dope ass UFC fighters on.
That'd be super cool.
Like, there's a lot of UFC fighters I'm very interested in their like mindset and like what they're doing in general, because that's like a fucking crazy life to live.
It's a crazy life to live, man.
Crazy life.
You risk everything going in there.
Oh yeah.
We had
that's brutal.
We had a pro fighter come on our podcast, Chris Gritalo.
Shout out.
Real savage. But there's a UFC guy in our area that I trained with a few times, and he's a wizard. Like a legit wizard, and his name is Jimmy Hedis.
Oh yeah, I've heard.
I'm
I know the
trying
name.
to get him on our podcast, but Jimmy, if you see this, bro, come on, man.
Come on,
check out OnTheStacks.
Does he? Do you know? Wait, so does he know? You said he knows who you are.
Yeah,
no?
yeah, we trained together a few times for sure.
All right.
Yeah. And his brother was like my coach for a while, so yeah, I know him. But I don't know if he's not really into like big into talking about his career. He's super humble.
Yeah.
Super humble. So he's kind of like to just stay in the shadows and just be a ninja on the low.
Yeah.
That shit no be on the low.
It's fire.
Yeah.
I can honor it.
Yeah, but shout out Jimmy though. He taught me a lot. He's a real cool dude.
Shout out Jimmy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Word. Man, this is awesome.
Yeah, man.
This is so cool.
No, it's a long time coming. This is a fucking great podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bill, I appreciate you as a human, man. I really do.
Likewise, bro.
I thank you for just being you, being the man that you are. I mean, you took us in like
Yeah.
baby gazelle, and he just shows us the ropes. He gives us wisdom. He leads the way,
Mm-hmm.
and he has a beautiful podcast here. He has a beautiful thing he's building here. So
Seriously.
man, I can't thank you enough for letting us in on. It's your world. We're living in it, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, I'm living in yours though too, kind of.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's cool. It literally is just as cool for me
Mm-hmm.
as you say it is for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's cool.
It really is.
That's cool.
The feeling is mutual, because like I just genuinely like helping people
Mm-hmm.
in anything. Like,
Yeah.
even if somebody asks me for help on something else, like as long as I know how to help them, I'll do it. You know what I mean? But like, shout out to Mondo again.
Mondo.
Shout out to Mondo for
Come
link.
on.
Yeah, Mondo
That's something
Salavanti. For
they'll
linking
never
us up.
get to see that, like that initial time that we linked up, or the conversations we had outside of us ever meeting in person from the start. But yeah, all that stuff is never on video. But yeah, you took us in with open arms, and you were I didn't expect you to be anything different, but you blew my expectations away for sure.
No
You're
doubt.
a great dude, Bill.
Word.
No
Thanks.
doubt. Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Like, like I see, I guess because like I'm also the type of person where obviously I've done this long enough. Obviously I know a little bit about what I'm doing, kind of, right?
Of course.
And, to see somebody like you guys, I could, when he reached out to me, I'd already kind of knew who you guys were a little bit, and we exchanged a DM like a long time ago. Just real quick, like you sent me something like, yo, you pumped me up, man. Thanks for this. And it was like super brief. But then to be honest, I probably kind of actually forgot, in between then and however long ago that was. And the time that Mondo texted me, was like, yo, hey, these two guys, Darrian and Kevin doing this podcast, go-getters, like they would love to meet you, see your studio, blah, blah, blah. I responded back to him like instantly. I'm like, yeah, of course, man, 100%.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like, I see what you guys are doing. You guys are doing a great thing. It's awesome. Like you guys are doing like what I'm doing too, and I love it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I get just as freaking fired up about what you're doing as much as I do about what I'm doing. You know? So like I see what you guys are doing, and I'm like, man, whatever I can do to help make it better.
It's a blessing.
Like
Seriously.
that's it. And it's like I responded. I'm like to Mondo, and I forget what I said, but I was like, yeah. I was like, of course. I'm like, give him my number. Like, whatever. We literally met, I think, the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
literally.
It was that quick.
Yeah, we pulled the trigger, man. We got right in.
It was like I was like, yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, come by tomorrow.
Yeah. I
That's-
was afraid to reach out.
Yeah.
Initially.
Yeah, you were?
I was like, should I text
Why?
him? Like, cause I just was unsure like who you were.
Okay.
I was unsure like where your head was.
Was I intimidating looking?
Yeah, no. I think like what you built was kind of intimidating. Like, maybe he'll think like he's beyond our level.
Yeah.
And it's not worth his time.
No, dude, everything's worth my time.
Yeah.
That's good.
If you would have reached out to me on your first episode, I still would have talked to you.
That's awesome.
I still would have.
That's why I think it was so cool. Like when I initially shot you that DM, I think I literally said to you, I was like, see you at the top. That's like something I
Yeah.
always say to people like that.
Yeah.
Like I want to meet up with one day, or somebody I feel like is out of reach, but like I'm just gonna shoot you a DM anyways. I literally said, I'll see you at the top.
Is that what you
Like I
said?
I think.
Yeah.
I
Is it?
Pull it up.
look
Let's
into
pull
it.
it up.
I gotta look it up. I'm gonna look it up right.
Yeah.
I think you sent some. Did you send to my podcast page? You sent to the.
It's very
or was it to me
possible.
personally, I forget. But
But I remember, and like I was saying, it was like
and
like our
it was
second
from
or
like your
third.
personal page, probably, right?
Yeah.
But going back home, I just want to because I can't do two things at once. But like how you said, like oh maybe you thought that I might have been like too far above.
Yeah.
Right.
True.
like for me, like I literally, there's no such thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And people that have that attitude, like that's a terrible attitude to have. Like if I had that attitude about you that I felt like I was above you,
Yeah.
that's because I'm not.
Yeah, maybe
You know what
I
I mean?
should drop that attitude as well. Like nobody is above you.
Well, I mean,
know?
some people will think that they are above you.
No, I mean like
You know what I mean?
from like the lower guy's perspective, like he's just been in it longer. He's just more experienced.
Yeah, I've literally just done it longer.
Yeah.
I've done it more times, more reps, longer. But yeah, I mean, like honestly, like to me, like I said, like if you would have reached out like an episode, like if you would have, dude, you should have did it then when you messaged me. If you would have asked me then, I'd have been like, yeah, let's do it.
I've always been the type though, man, like I hate, like, and even this remains true to this day, I hate asking people for stuff. Like I never want like our relationship to ever seem like I'm just like with you to get something from you. Like I
got
never
you.
wanted that to
Yeah.
but here I found I already
Did
have
you?
it up.
Where is it? Where is it? Cause I got what page was it?
It was
from?
off my personal page, but
To what account of mine?
yours. It was your personal
My
one.
personal. Oh, okay, that's why I get.
But yeah, I was just like, hey man, just came across your page today and just wanted to reach out and say, keep killing it, man. I'm a podcaster as well from the wilkes-barre area, and seeing your success has really fired me up. So congrats, brother. Keep up the good stuff. Then you responded, hey, bro, thanks for reaching out. Appreciate it with the hands. And I just said, of course, brother. See you at the top. And you said, let's fucking go.
I did. Yeah,
Let's
look at that.
go.
Look at that.
Come
look
on,
at that.
Man.
And that's
Yeah.
what happens. Like,
Yeah.
Like yeah, and the thing is, like I also like I reply basically to everybody.
yeah.
I'll reply to like anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Obviously, like I don't think we were following each other, so like I went to like my like that request box or whatever.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
still checked out like every once in a while.
Uh-huh.
And occasionally there's usually 20 spam messages in there.
Yeah.
But then there's one real
promote
one
your
real Kevin,
Yeah.
you know, in there. But
And that was June, I think it said June 29th. Our first episode aired. Let's see if I could pop this shit up.
so crazy.
6 months ago. So that would have been
Yeah, June
May
29th.
16th. So literally a month. Like we were literally 4 episodes in, probably maybe even 3
that point.
Like,
Yeah.
3-4 episodes.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
It's
so
crazy.
weird to look back on that. Like
yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
yeah, like just you know, like I said, like you know, I'm also of the mindset like you're never too good to do anything. Like
Yeah.
anything.
I believe
Nothing.
that too.
You know what I mean? Like because my whole life growing up, I've done like everything, like job wise, like I literally still like it's not even above me to take out the trash at my office at work.
Yeah.
Like yeah, we have a cleaning person, but like I actually still like will take out
Yeah.
the trash. Like you know what I mean? Like somebody would be like, dude, like you're not like you know you're not like you pay somebody else to do it. Like yeah, okay, you know what I mean? Like and we do right,
Yeah.
but like it's not above me to clean up something or take out the trash and like
You lose humility when you live your life that way. Like he and I were both literally janitors. Like that's why he and I will always say like, you got to treat the CEO with the same respect you'll treat the
Yeah,
janitor with.
100%.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
if you're sitting down at a conference table with a multi-billionaire, treat him the same way you treat your janitor that's mopping your hallways and your bathroom and stuff like that. It's the same.
Exactly.
We all want the same shit. It just starts from different places.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like just growing up, like I said, like I've literally done like everything in you know my job. Like I've done everything from
Yeah.
I literally painted the outside of the building as a kid, helped put a roof on.
Yeah.
You know, I used to cut the grass and weed whack, and then eventually I got promoted to coming inside. You know what I mean? Like literally, I was just like the outside like groundskeeper, right?
The outside dog.
Yeah, I was the outside dog. Sweat my
Yeah.
ass, get stung by 1,000 bees.
Yep.
It literally happened once. Not 1,000, but a lot.
Builds character though.
Yeah, but like so like I literally like it's not like I just you know people might think oh he probably never did any hard grunt work like because people only see you going back to what I said earlier in the show. People only see you for what you're doing like right now.
The
People
flashy
don't
lights
like,
and the
yeah like all this cool
Yeah.
shit.
that's all they see.
You know what I mean? Like people don't know that like you know like I used to be like that. You know I did all the grunt work, literally like all the grunt work always. Like and I still do some. I still do grunt work.
Yeah.
Like I still do. You know
For sure. I mean,
everything. Like you got to.
Me
you
too.
know?
I remember-
Nobody will ever get to see us kicking the shit out of them garbage cans, like kicking them shit, slamming bags on the ground, mad as shit, gritting your teeth like this. But that's like, those are the days that I had both my headphones in. I was listening to podcasts and I knew like then and there, like that's the shit that I was going to be doing. Like that's what I wanted to do. And I was pissed off that I wasn't doing it. I finally fucking did it. That's all you got to do.
Good for you, bro.
Just got to go through that bullshit. Boom. Let's go.
Boom.
Boom. Yeah.
Fuck
go.
yeah.
So I think we might leave it on that note.
Fuck yeah, man.
Cool, man.
Oh, you know you deserve the you deserve
Oh,
the you
yeah.
deserve
I gotta rock it
for
at least
that.
once
You deserve
anyways.
the goat chain for
Let's
the
Yes, sir.
go. Let's go.
Darrian, I'm sorry we
No,
didn't
it's okay,
we didn't
bro.
gift you the goat
No,
chain.
it's okay.
All right.
Oh,
Look,
you're
I'm
getting
stuck-
caught up
I'm
again.
stuck around this thing here.
Oh yeah.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, Kev.
Put that on. Put that on before we end so we get a
Kev.
little
Kev's
little
knighted.
shot. Hold it up to your camera. Hold it up to your camera angle. Show. There he is.
Kev's knighted on the
Kev the goat.
OnTheStacks podcast.
Gotta get
Kev the goat.
it up real quick.
A little tricky.
See if you can figure it out though.
Of course, brother. I'm an expert linker.
Are you?
Of course.
I don't know if he is.
I don't
No,
know.
of course not.
Let's find
I'm
out.
calling bluff.
Yeah.
You should call.
Put your
bluff.
comments below. It's like no.
Yeah. Let everyone know.
Damn it! No, I had it.
Uh-oh.
I'm fumbling.
Guys fumbling over
No,
here. Oh
fumbling.
man,
Hold
he's
it
fumbling.
back.
All right,
See,
here,
guys,
try it.
I fumbled. It
Here,
would've
look,
been
you know,
cool.
I'm gonna knight you. Here, let me do it.
You want to
Come on.
knight me? Hold on.
Let Bill do it.
Oh no, I'm really fumbling the bag today.
Look at you, bro.
Go ahead.
Dropping the goat.
Knight me up.
Here we go.
Let's go, guys. This is a once in a lifetime on the stacks experience. You don't get this anywhere else.
Here we go.
You can't go anywhere else and receive the content.
Rubbing your neck there.
It's all right. Oh yeah.
Let's go.
Check me out.
Show the people, man.
Boom.
We're goated.
go.
Check this
Let's
guy out.
go.
Except that stupid Ohio State shirt.
Oh, but look
go.
at now the goat is
I'll forgive
resting.
you.
I think it's very symbiotic. Symbolic. It's very symbolic because now we have the goat resting on the Ohio State. So I think we figured out.
All right,
today's episode.
all right. You're taking it too far. You're taking it too far.
Oh man.
Oh, jeez.
But Bill, this is a fucking great experience you have here. This podcast
Yes.
is
Yeah.
dope. Seriously,
Thanks.
you're fucking killing it too. If nobody's
Yeah.
told you that yet, you're fucking killing it.
Thanks, man. So are
And-
you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm proud of you guys, like, for what you're doing, like, and the hard work. Because, like, I know what it takes.
Yeah.
You know, you guys know what it takes. And it's just cool to see other people doing it and, you know, all trying to get together and do good shit together.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
But before we end, where can our listeners find your show?
Go Getters Podcast, YouTube,
Uh-huh.
Spotify, Go Getters Podcast on IG,
Uh-huh.
Go Getters Fitness on IG,
Mm-hmm.
Go Getters Philanthropy on IG,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Go Getters Gaming on IG.
Mm-hmm.
My personal is Darrian Tyson, Darrian Tyson, like Mike. Don't forget it.
Don't forget it. My personal
Boom.
Kevin Kaskey.
Mhm.
Instagram. That's all you need to know. Find me
Mhm.
there.
Check it out. Like, subscribe. Peace. Love.
Word.
Love.
go.
Yeah, I love it. Yo, honestly, seriously, this was so cool, and
Thank you, man.
I'm looking forward to seeing what we all do
Yeah.
together, and I'm super glad we met. Seriously,
Absolutely.
man.
Well, we're
Super.
locked in now, but we still both got to get to that top, so we'll still see each other up there.
We're
Don't
going
forget about
together.
that.
Sure.
Then,
Fine.
then we're going to screen grab that one day and throw it in episode
Yeah.
1,000 when we're both
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
got 1 million subscribers.
Hell yeah!
For sure.
All right,
All right,
oh,
man.
yeah, guys.
Thank you very, very much, Mr. Bill. Bullet
Absolutely.
Bill.
Bullet Bill.
that's it. That's
Yeah.
my new nickname, right?
Bullet
Oh,
Bill.
yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Thank you. All right.
right.
Let's go, guys.
All right, Darrian
Love.
Tyson, Kevin Kaskey on the Stacks podcast in the Blue Door Studio. Thanks
Come
for
on.
joining me.
Boom.
Let's go.
Boom.
Bam.
Bam.
Boom.
Good shit.
If you want to see more On the Stacks content, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/OnTheStacksPodcast or search the hashtag OnTheStacks on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe and leave a review. We'll catch you next time on The Stacks.